welcome to Startup Voice with Efimchik. Today, I'm joined in our wonderful studio at White Summers by founders of Cinemood. And you can see some of their devices in the front here. Why don't you guys give us a brief explanation of what that is?
Yeah, so Cinemood is basically the mini cinema for the whole family. We created this one for the parents who have a need to keep their kids busy and also educate them, introduce them to the digital world, but everyone is concerned that current ways are not safe. So basically this is a safe alternative and safe way how to introduce kids to the digital world, because it's coming with preloaded content, curated content. It's also safe for their health. It's healthier than normal smartphone or tablet. And basically it's just a much better alternative to your current pattern. What are you doing when you're going somewhere with your kids? You just give them iPhone. But we encourage people, and we encourage people not to do it because everyone feels guilty and everyone knows it's not safe. So we encourage not to do it. Now you have the alternative, which is safer and healthier, and called the Cinemood. We're also very much into the smart education platform, so the content which is preloaded is very much about the education, and we call it attractive learning. Mm-hmm. We inspire the imagination, the kids' imagination, which is a big thing. And for the adults, they can use it too. At the end of the day, it's like a movie theater. So at the night, when your kids fall asleep, you just grab it
steal it from their room.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, you're correct. You just steal it from your kids and enjoy it yourself.
Very good. And we'll have a link for where you can acquire one of these things for yourself. So let's talk about how you got to where you are. Now, the company, most of the development is based in Moscow, right? Is that?
Yeah, originally all the R&D team located in Moscow, and all the industrial design and mechanical design is made in Moscow by.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So even this design looks like American 60s, but it was made in Russia, in Moscow.
Very cool. And so you guys started in Moscow. You have a U.S. company as well, mm-hmm. as a Russian company, and Mikhail, you were the one who started it with another co-founder, or how did this come to be? I'm trying to get to the beginning of it all.
So it was a long story. Me and Paul, we worked for Huawei Technologies. It's a huge international company, yeah. And we was working in telecom field, and suddenly we got kids. So I have two daughters.
Probably not too suddenly.
It was suddenly, yeah. And
it's like a snowball.
Yeah, and at some moment I tried to show our old school content to my elder daughter, Dia films.
Mm-hmm.
Dia films. Do you remember Dia films?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm old enough to have grown up on that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and it was really not inconvenient, and yeah.
the white sheet on the wall.
Yeah.
Yes, and I understood that kids, they need this kind of experience in our days, and that's how the idea was born. And then the team grew up, and Paul happily joined me to help to grow the business. And now Paul is responsible for international business. He do all the business here, and I'm still in charge for the product things and marketing, product and marketing.
So you guys knew each other actually long before this.
Yes.
And what about you have another co-founder, right? Or is that all?
Yeah, we have then one more guy join us.
And how did you know him?
He also worked for Huawei.
Got it. Well, and I think that's an important point, that a lot of these teams, people ask, how do I find co-founders? And I think it's a very organic process, and a lot of times, it's people you already know. It's not people you go and meet at meetups, because that's really hard. You don't have that level of trust and
it's
and
like
mutual
a marriage,
understanding.
yes.
It is like a marriage. You probably see these guys a lot more than you see your wife or kids, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you have to know this guy because actually co-founders are the guys with the maximum responsibility. So
Yeah.
Okay.
you have to trust. Yeah.
So you had this idea, you left Huawei to start it,
Yep.
presumably. Okay, and how did you fund it initially? And then kind of maybe tell us your kind of funding story, and then you can maybe talk a little bit about Indiegogo. But you didn't start with Indiegogo, right? You guys had to fund it before that to even get to a prototype, I assume.
Yeah. No, actually, originally we started with some small investment, friends, family, fools, usually, yes. And we tested the market with our first generation model. And then we got a lot of problems, we got a lot of new experience in working with Chinese vendors and so on. And just we couldn't produce more than some amount of the first generation, and we started development of the second generation. And but our test sales results was really good, and we liked the idea, so we was very insistent to continue. And then we launched Indiegogo campaign.
And this was
April last year.
April last year, yes.
And what was the goal that you set for the campaign?
It was 75 key,
Okay.
so pretty conservative, yeah.
And
we
how did you guys do?
we reached the goal within 1.5 months.
No, we reached the goal in 3 days, actually.
Wow.
Yes. And then we...
Yeah, maybe I'm referring to 100, 150.
Yeah, in 150 we got in 2 months, yeah. Indiegogo main purpose was to check the demand, international demand, not only in Russia, because it's very clear that the films are very mature culture in Russia, but what we can propose to other markets. And 75K was just a try. So
you weren't really doing it to raise the money, it was more to test the concept and see if there was widespread interest.
Yeah, and we got really a loyal audience who got the first batch of Cinemood, and they are still with us, they continue commenting something.
By the second generation, third generation.
Yeah, actually if you go and check our Amazon reviews, you will see like a lot of guys coming there and they say like, I've seen these guys long ago on Indiegogo and now I'm their customer, I'm happy, all of this stuff. So this is very, very loyal audience. That's true.
No, that's great, because there's a bit of a herd feeling around that. If you have people who are saying good things about you, even people who are maybe they're sort of content, but they see all the like really positive things that other people are saying, and they're like, yeah, I know, they're really, really good. And then if it goes the other way, which I've seen happen as well, where you get just really bad publicity around a product, not necessarily for good reason, but just that's kind of the wave that they get caught up in, and then those people who are kind of, they could go either way, then they're like, yeah, no, this really sucks, and so it's good to be caught up in the good wave, right? And
we have a luxury because it's a family product, so basically we have a luxury that whenever you start to use the product, like you cannot give up using it. So you know, like,
well, your kids won't let you, right?
Exactly, yeah, not only kids, yourself too. Like you just sort of like see all the values, and we constantly get the response from the audience that actually they said like, we didn't expect that the value will be so huge. So, and that's helped a lot. So they're coming back and saying like, this is right.
So, looking back at your Indiegogo campaign, what are some things that you learned from it? Some things maybe if you were doing it again, you'd do differently, advice that you might give to people who are kind of embarking on it?
Definitely, we plan to launch Indiegogo campaign at least once again, for the next generation. And our target will be a little bit higher. We know how to do it. It's a really good experience in digital marketing, and a lot of insights. But things are changing each half year, so it will be totally new game next time. And actually, if you want some advices, it's better prepare for like about half year, and need to get a lot of emails, like several tens of thousands.
Did you do your own marketing around Indiegogo, or did you hire a firm to do this for you?
We did almost everything what we possibly could do. So we did our own, we hired, and I would say that the key advice will be like the reason why you need to prepare this one is because you need to grow your loyal audience, and I would say that there is not such a thing as a small database. So grow your database as big as possible.
But not such a thing as a big database, right?
Yeah, correct.
Could always be bigger.
Get bigger and bigger. You never stop. Like even if you believe that it's enough, no, it's not.
So what's a good size database that you should aim for when you're starting a campaign?
Like 50,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say 50,000 is good. You can start with 10, but after you finish, you will think like, it would be great if I have 50.
Actually, what is the key inside that Indiegogo traffic conversion rate is very low in all channels except email marketing. So only email marketing can help. That's why you should have a
so like not Facebook, not I don't know.
I mean,
very low conversion because people come to some platform. They see the product which can be shipped half year later. They should pay money now. It's very strange. You know,
well, the good thing is it's not new, right? So people kind of know what it is now. It's
correct. It's great. I mean, obviously, with Indiegogo, like we raised the money and it helped. It helped. We actually paid this money to manufacturers. And,
it was very interesting. Digits Digits game. We got enough money. It was equal to 30% of the smallest minimum order quantity which we can order in our manufacture. So and it was so we pay for production. We launched the production. And we have to find some money.
The other 2/3.
To pay other 70%, and we had to close the investment round in like 2 months, just to pay for the ready goods.
And in terms of selling the product, it was later, right? So you couldn't.
Yeah, we had only Indiegogo running.
Okay. Well, great. Are there any other? You guys have been running this business for 2-3 years now, more?
3 years.
3 years. So, any other things that you have kind of learned or you'd want to share about either working with your co-founders, working with your investors, about building a product from scratch, a hardware product, which is always tough. Anything that kind of comes to mind, you go, I wish somebody had told me that when I was starting out. It would have saved me 6 months. Just shaved it right off.
No.
There is so much to say.
Yes, but no, the key thing is what you had to control that you must have enough money to run for next 3 months. It is the key thing. Other things.
They'll fall into place, right?
If you have enough money to run, so you can achieve some point milestones. And there are a lot of good things. You have to go. You have to visit some acceleration programs. So we used to participate in 3 acceleration programs, and we won.
In Russia or here?
In Russia, in Denmark. Here we plan to.
You guys are planning to Y Combinator or?
It will be nice.
There are a couple of industry-related accelerators, so they're inviting us. So we're already thinking, and Y Combinator is obviously brand number 1, so we're thinking too. We'll see.
Okay. And so you guys are thinking actually that accelerators are
really
useful.
Yeah,
really
completely.
The key value is that they are changing your mind and your team mind. They focus
expanding how you're looking at things.
Yes, it's all about customer development, all the basic things. But most of the people still don't know it, and it's very hard to integrate it into the team, and acceleration programs they help. And also it's kind of good network. You get a lot of advices all in one place. You don't have to look for some network, especially people come to you and say something.
Okay. And did they help at all with investment, or it was just more?
Indirectly through the network, of course. You start to grow your network, and then someone knows someone, and then this is how you get your first money, and then next money, and all of this.
And what's a good way to look for? I mean, obviously, just about anyone is calling themselves an accelerator these days. I mean, it used to be people had consulting services, now they have acceleration services. How do you pick a good program that really is going to give you value for the, for the equity that you're giving up?
First of all, not every accelerator getting equity, so they vary. You can choose. In second, I would say that normally you just the good way to check the accelerator is reference. So you just contact someone who graduated from there and you ask their opinion, and normally people are sharing this frankly, and also it's trustworthy, so that should be fine. And I would say that big value of accelerator is also the structure that they're giving you. So if you see the program in advance, and if you check the program, if you see enough structure there, I would say this is a good signal.
Yeah, there must be program.
There are some accelerators that just for fun, just coming here, we'll do some stuff.
Lectures, right?
Yeah.
And also there is an important point that free trainings are bad thing. Free acceleration programs are bad things. So when you get some money and give some equity, it means you need each other.
Everyone can need it.
Everybody can, yeah.
If it's free for someone, then why should they invest into you?
No, it means they don't believe in you.
Yeah, that's also true.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll have all the links, and hopefully get some business out of this too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks for interview. Good luck with your new video blog.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.